first annual.
And we are here at Truist Stadium for the final home game of the regular season, the final game of the regular season for the Carolina Disco Turkeys. It should be a good one. It's the Carolina Disco Turkeys and the Greensboro Yard Goats. Graham Tuck with Brett Wiseman beside me for the final time this year, and this should be a very, very good tune-up for the Disco Turkeys before they head to Johnstown, Pennsylvania in less than 48 hours. But first, before we get into that, we've got something pretty important to go over. It is the first annual Disco Turkeys Awards.
Da, 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 da.
And we had our midseason awards for you. Those were voted on by the game day staff, but this time the awards were voted on by the players themselves. So this speaks volumes about who the Disco Turkeys think has done the best this season among their peers. So we'll start things off with the Pitcher of the Year. And there were a lot of good candidates for this up and down the roster throughout the year. In the first half of the year, it was Nick McAdon who was voted on as the Pitcher of the Year, but he finished in the top 2 in voting for Pitcher of the Year among his peers. But the man who came out on top at the end was Chase Jesse, none other than the Carolina Disco Turkeys ace.
Absolutely right. He started the first game in franchise history against the High Toms, pitched very well in that one, and the second half of the year, really, we have seen him really start to come on. He found his fastball about midway through, found his changeup grip, found his breaky ball grip. He's developed such a great 3-pitch mix that he has been really hard to stop here in the second half. Last time he went out, Tuesday, game 1 of that doubleheader in Martinsville, one of the better starts he's had all year. I've loved what I have seen from him, more than deserving of this award.
Absolutely, and he was dominant all year long. One performance that stands out in particular was an outing, a start that is, against the Greensboro Monarchs on July 3rd, Independence Day celebration day here for the Disco Turkeys. He had 10 strikeouts on 85 pitches through 6 innings, and he was a big part in a winning effort for the Disco Turkeys on that big day here at the ballpark. Congratulations, Chase Jesse, your first annual Pitcher of the Year for the Disco Turkeys. Next up, Reliever of the Year. This one wasn't quite as close as you probably could have imagined. In the first half of the year, Scout Nichols ran away with the award, and in similar fashion, at the end of the season, his teammates also voted him almost unanimously the Reliever of the Year at the end of season point.
Deservedly so. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have come in and out of this bullpen that have been really, really good. Nobody has been as consistent a strike thrower and an out getter, the two things that Carolina needed the most in that role, than Scout Nichols. We've talked to his parents a lot, too. They are super proud of him, and I know they're going to be proud of him after he receives this recognition here. Well-deserved. He has pitched just outstanding out of the bullpen. I mean, and you look at the numbers as well, it's no surprise. 22 appearances, 20 strikeouts, 2 saves. I mean,
the only Disco Turkey player with multiple saves, mind you.
He has been brought into so many tough situations this year and found a way to get Carolina out of them, whether it's unscathed or limit the damage. The most important thing is he has done his job to a T and done it so well. Very well deserved.
Scout Nichols was one first-place vote away from being named the unanimous Reliever of the Year. He got 16 of 17 first-place votes, and the one first-place vote that he didn't get, he was voted second place by that player. So phenomenal stuff from Scout Nichols all year long, and we'll go to the next award. That's the Most Improved Player of the Year, and this race was much, much closer. All up and down the lineup, players getting votes, and that's a really good sign because that shows that your entire team is improving from the beginning to the end of the year, and it means that you're getting better up and down the lineup. It's not a couple of players who came on and just carried you all the way, but your entire lineup improved from start to finish, and that's a good sign for the Disco Turkeys.
That it is, and we've seen this group gel as a whole over the second half of the season especially. And when you look at how close the voting was on this award, That's a telling sign right there of just how much this team's come together.
And it was quite literally as close as it could have possibly been. There was a tie for first place in the most improved player voting. The tie was between Bryson Beber and Nick McAdon for the most improved player of the year for the Disco Turkeys. But with 3 first-place votes compared to 2, it was Nick McAdon who came away the winner of the first annual Most Improved Player of the Year award.
And if you ask me, he improved more at the plate than he did on the mound.
He really did.
Went yard here at Truist Stadium a few weeks ago. A lot of RBI hits to his credit, 2 triples. Would you believe me if I told you he was stranded at third twice?
We went over it last night. It's ridiculous.
After both of those, I mean, hitting 218 on the year, but look at, all the extra base hits, the 2 triples, the homer and the double. He's got 5 of his 12 hits on the year are for extra bases. And then you look at the pitching stats. I mean, 9 appearances, he's thrown 31 innings, 30 strikeouts.
That's good stuff.
That's
right
tough
there.
to do. That's really good stuff.
It's really tough. And McAdon been solid all the way around this year, very deserving of the first annual Most Improved Player of the Year award. And that's going to bring us to the second half of the awards. It is the Offensive Player of the Year award. In the first half, it was Dion Tubbs who came away with it in a tight race. No surprise, Dion Tubbs voted Offensive Player of the Year at the end of the season point.
No doubt about it. And we saw it on display even yesterday. Led off the game with a triple. He had the Little League home run here on Little League Sunday. This has been the most consistent hitter for me in this lineup all year, whether it's been getting, the extra base hits. He's found a way to get on base as well. He puts the ball in play. His speed makes a difference. Not only is he Offensive Player of the Year from what he does at the plate, it's the menace he is on the base pass. Has an opportunity this afternoon to get to the 30 base mark. I mean, this dude, offensively in every sense of the word, has every tool that you look for. He's got speed. He makes solid contact. He puts the ball in play. He hits the ball hard. He finds gaps. He does everything you need him to do, and has done everything asked of him offensively and then some this year.
He's been phenomenal all the way around for Carolina from start to finish, and very deserving of this award. Nobody more deserving, if you ask me. Next to last award for us today is going to be the Defensive Player of the Year award. There were a lot of players that received votes for this one. The first place votes were fairly well dispersed. Kix Farrell, Dion Tubbs, Austin St. Laurent, and Bryson Beber all receiving multiple first place votes for Defensive Player of the Year. But when it came down to it, it could have been none other than Kix Farrell.
The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Kix Farrell. I mean, I can't even, it would take almost 20 more minutes of the show for me to tell you the fantastic plays he has made in the field. I point to 2 games in Martinsville the past 2 weeks. He made 2 basically unassisted double plays in Martinsville 2 weeks ago. He almost made another pretty much unassisted one this past Tuesday, caught a pop-up sac fly in shallow center field, threw the guy out at home from shallow center. The throw wasn't even on a hop. The throw was right in Patrick Usher's chest. I mean, on top of that, just the awareness he has in the field as to when there's runners on, the play he made last night, when the tying run was dancing and darting at third base, he threw back and threw him out. This guy is so instinctive and so intuitive, no matter what position he's at, whether it's second, whether it's short, whether it's third base. He makes the right play, and he makes the smart play, and he makes a lot of the difficult plays look 1,000 times easier than they are.
Good stuff from Kix Farrell defensively. You mentioned it last night, made the game-sealing play, and that was the exclamation point so far on his Defensive Player of the Year campaign. Congratulations, Kix. And that'll do it for the most part, but one is left, and it's a big one. The Most Valuable Player of the Year award in the first half. Everybody knows it was Dion Tubbs. No surprise at the end of the year. Voted on by his teammates. Most Valuable Player of the Year award is going to go to Dion Tubbs.
And we've already talked about the offensive side of things. Let's talk about the defensive side of things. There is no ball that gets in the gap that I think off the bat, us or even him, thinks he doesn't have a chance to get to. He thinks he could get to every ball, and with the speed that he has, he showed it on display last night with that diving catch that saved a run in shallow center field. And it's not just plays like that. He does the little things so well, too. It's cutting balls off in the gap, holding guys to singles that he's another guy that makes just so many instinctive plays, not only on defense. He's such a smart base runner on top of being as fast as he is. He's a smart hitter. He works counts. He grinds counts. He does everything right. He's a true five-tool player that, look, the Disco Turkey's got a great one, and when he goes back to college, they've got twice as good a player as they had when he left.
And he recently committed to Carolina University, so he'll keep playing with a good amount of his teammates and head coach Kurt Cabana. So good stuff from Dion all year long, as we said. Congratulations. Voted on by his teammates, the 2021 most valuable player for the Disco Turkeys, Dion Tubbs. And that'll do it for the end of season awards. We'll get into the game day gobble. And Brett, this is a big one for Carolina. They're in their second winning streak of the season. They've won 2 in a row. They won the second half of the doubleheader in Martinsville on Tuesday. They defeated the Locos last night in a nail-biter, one where they had a combined no-hitter going into the 9th inning, nearly lost. They won 4-3 in the top of the 9th inning after a phenomenal defensive play, high awareness from Kix Farrell on display, picking a runner off at third. And for Carolina, that's about the most momentum they could have at any point right now as they head to Johnstown in 2 days. But against this Yard Goats team, which is a semi-pro team, an adult league team, and one that should be a tough competition, a tough out for the Disco Turkeys tonight, what do they need to do to make sure that they keep morale high, put themselves in the best spot to have a chance to win this game, and keep rolling into Pennsylvania with a chip on their shoulders?
Number one, strong, grinding at-bats. Like you said, this is a semi-pro team, and you take into account that there are a lot of former MLB prospects on this roster, one of which was a first-round pick of the Seattle Mariners that went on to play big league games for the Los Angeles Angels. But if you can wear these guys down, get the pitch counts up, wear them down on the base pass, use your speed to grind them down, almost think of it in a basketball sense of things, of where if you control the pace of this game on the base pass, you're going to tire these guys out. And if you grind at-bats out, you're going to tire them out on the mound too. Number two, just play smart, good, solid defense. Don't try and do too much. Last night, we saw that as well, and you touched on it. It was the most complete game you'd seen defensively from this ball club in a long time. Build off of that. Do the little things right. Do everything that, do everything necessary to win the ball game. Don't take yourself out of the game. Number three, we need strong pitching. Against a team that we know also has strong pitching, in turn, if you're going to grind at bats, you need your starter to go out there and put up zeros on the scoreboard. That gives your offense even more momentum to go out there and work harder.
Getting started early has been a key for the Disco Turkeys this year. They did it last night, and it paid off. They need to do it again tonight if they want to take down the Yard Goats. We're going to take a quick break. First pitch is scheduled for 5:45. We'll come back 10 minutes prior with your Foothills starting lineups and player to watch between the Carolina Disco Turkeys and the Greensboro Yard Goats. And we're back at Truist Stadium for the final time in the regular season. Get ready for your Foothills starting lineup presented by Foothills Brewing. Try any of Foothills' great craft beer or coffee at any of their 3 Triad locations. Find out more at foothillsbrewing.com. We'll start things off, as always, with the visiting team. This time, the Greensboro Yard Goats. It's Ryan Dickens wearing number 20, leading off in center field. Number 2, Bobby Amato, the shortstop, bats second. Number 16, Patrick Koontz, bats third in right field. Luke Wilhelm, number 49, will clean up, playing first base. Number 42, Jeremy Treadman, the DH, will bat fifth. Number 33, Andre Smith, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Number 23, Adam Hutchins, will bat seventh in left field. Number 6, Greg Holt, will bat eighth, playing second base. And the catcher, number 10, Brad Howell, will bat ninth. For your Disco Turkeys, the final starting lineup of the regular season, it's number 3, Dion Tubbs, leading off in center field per usual. The second batter, Kix Farrell, also per usual, playing his regular shortstop spot. Logan Conklin will bat third and play third base. Jeffrey Davis will be the DH, batting cleanup. Hayden Setzer will start in right field tonight, batting fifth. Kason Haggard will bat sixth, playing second base tonight. Patrick Usher will bat seventh, starting behind the dish. Dane Stewart gets the start in left field, batting eighth. And DJ Musser will be the number 9 hitter, starting at first base. And the starting pitcher for your Carolina Disco Turkeys is none other than number 13, Ben Tanneman. Brett, who's your player to watch tonight for Carolina?
Player to watch? Who else? Kix Farrell. He's batting second. He's behind Dion. He had an RBI hit last night. He's a defensive player for the year for a reason. I'm looking for a really, really good offensive game from him here tonight. He's been seeing the ball really, really well of late. I think he gets a 3-hit game tonight.
That's a bold prediction, but I like it. Kix Farrell, a player to watch for me. I'm going to have to go with Dion Tubbs. He's 2 stolen bases away and 2 runs scored away from reaching the number 30 tally for both of those statistic categories. He's already up to 32 hits on the year, which is a phenomenal number through only 29 games played. 32 hits, especially when you consider that he's only had 4 multi-hit games. Just shows the consistency that Dion has had this year.
It's home run shy of the cycle last night.
Yep, he's had a 7-game hitting streak this year at one point from June 23rd to July 2nd. If he gets a hit today, he will match that streak for the longest hit streak of the season. He's currently riding a 6-game hitting streak coming into this contest against the Yard Goats. So again, Dion Tubbs needs 2 stolen bases to reach the 30-30 club with hits and stolen bases, or 2 runs scored to reach the 30-30 club with any of those other 2 categories. So potentially big moments tonight for Kix Farrell and Dion Tubbs. We're just about ready to go here at Truist Stadium, and we'll be back with the first pitch after the public address does their job here at Truist Stadium. Yard Goats, Disco Turkeys after this. We are back at Truist Stadium for the first pitch in this contest between the Carolina Disco Turkeys and the Yard Goats. Two groups in attendance tonight, Atkins High School Baseball and Downtown Middle School. And one of our co-workers here at the Disco Turkeys, proud Downtown Middle School and Atkins Baseball alum, Jake Coyle, throwing out the first pitch.
Steve!
Bit high and outside, just like in high school for Jake. And that was pretty much status quo for his career that I got to see a whole lot of at Atkins. But you know what? It's okay, Jake. That's why you're the MC now. We're here with the Disco Turkeys for their final home game of the year.
It's a bittersweet moment for everyone.
It really is. Last time that a lot of these guys will be together, as the majority of the team is going to Johnstown, Pennsylvania, but not everybody. Among them, including you, and among the players, two of the starters tonight will not be making the trip. Kix Farrell and Kaysen Haggard are back out to West Texas A&M after the conclusion of this one. They will be missed in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, as well as many of the other players that are not making the trip. We don't have that final roster yet, but don't worry, the vast majority of the Disco Turkeys will be traveling to Pennsylvania. It should be a very, very fun outing. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, we've got one last game here, and it's a big one. This should be a game in which the Disco Turkeys are in contention for their 10th win in competitive play this season. They've won 10 if you count an exhibition against a Legion team from Mount Airy, but 9 competitive game wins so far this season for Carolina, 10 if they can win today. And that'll definitely be a goal for them going into this contest with the Yard Goats. We're just about ready to start things off here. It's Ryan Dickens, the center fielder, set to start things off for the Yard Goats. The center fielder, the Yard Goats sporting their sleeveless uniforms. A nice look for Greensboro. Ben Tanneman, the first pitch, swung on and lifted high into foul ground, left field side. It's 0-1.
Well, we knew these guys had a lot of pop. Showed it off right there, not wasting any time. Goodness. All the way up into the tree line towards the intersection over there by the apartment complex.
The 0-1 in the opposite batter's box, 1-1. One pitch. A breaking ball that got Dickens fooled. It's 1-2.
A good off-speed pitch right there from Tanneman. That's one pitch for him I felt like has really come on over the course of the years. His off-speed stuff, he's really began to find it past couple of weeks.
Good crowd tonight for the final game here at Truist Stadium this season. Here's the 1-2 from Tanneman. Bit outside, 2-2.
Good spot, though. I like where he went. Definitely made the adjustment after that first pitch, getting it tanked foul, going away, away, away.
The 2-2 from Tanneman to Dickens is high for ball 3.
He's set up going away like that to come back inside, but he came back up and in. Knew if he had it middle in or over any part of the middle portion of the zone, he could turn on it.
3-2 pitch. Wow, tough spot, but a good one from Tanneman. Didn't quite get the call, though, and it's a leadoff walk.
And can't be too upset with that right there. You made the right pitch, just didn't get the call.
Expect to see a slew of pitchers for Carolina tonight, expecting to get a lot of guys reps before they head off to Pennsylvania.
And saw that last night a lot, too. Hayden Setzer only went 2 innings.
Bobby Amato in the box now for the Yard Goats, and he'll lift one foul right-hand side out of play 0-1.
A little bit late on the fastball that time. And velo from Tanneman right there.
Among the guys that you can expect to see tonight for the Disco Turkeys on the mound, Tanneman, Macadon, Zane Beaver, Garrett Leftwich, and Scout Nichols. Pickoff move back to first is close, but not close enough.
And we don't have much of a book on this Yard Goats team, so interesting to see what they can do on the base pass here.
0-1. Amato showed bunt, but he'll pull back as that pitch was outside. It's 1-1.
Good idea there. Good idea on the bunt, and also a good idea to pull back. Not something I think anybody on the infield was expecting, so draw him in a little bit here.
1-1. Back up the middle. This could be 2. Farrell diving. The flip to second in time for out number 1.
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's your Defensive Player of the Year right there, folks. That's why. A phenomenal diving stop and a flip to second in time to get the lead runner, and there's 1 out here in the first.
This dude does everything, and that's another example of why he's Defensive Player of the Year right there. Phenomenal stuff right there.
So it'll bring in Patrick Koontz, still with 1 runner on, and it's a called strike 1 to Koontz from Tanneman.
A really good pitch on the outer half right there.
So Bobby Amato reaches on the fielder's choice. It'll bring in the right fielder. 0-1 from Tanneman. Low and away, ball 1.
Looked good from up here. Maybe a little bit below the knees. Tanneman seems to be living down in the zone, though. I like that.
Ben Tanneman on the year, 42 1/3 innings pitched, as that one's outside for ball 2. 22 walks to 36 strikeouts. This is his 5th start, 15th appearance overall. 2-1. Swung on and fouled back, and the count will even up at 2 apiece.
Good pitch right there from Tanneman. Again, down in the zone, able to get the count even on the foul back. That's a big pitch right there.
It's a 2-2 count with 1 out and a runner on first. Here's the pitch, high for ball 3. Second full count already in this one for Tanneman.
Not ideal. You wanted the quick first inning. So you can roll a ground ball right here. Do have that first out.
Off and running, and that is skied into deep right center field. Tubbs has a read on it on the warning track, and he'll have to crash up against the boarding on the wall to make that catch, but it is a very long and loud out number 2, and more importantly, Amato will be forced to go back to first. There are now 2 outs in the inning and still no runners in scoring position.
Exactly, you said it, 2 outs and no runners in scoring position. That's an important play right there. And a difficult one to make in the deepest part of the ballpark. That's about 410 out there, or he hit it a lot of places. That's a home run.
So it'll bring in the cleanup man, Luke Wilhelm, with 2 outs and a runner on first. First pitch to him, outside Black, called strike 1.
This is a team that, as we've mentioned a couple times already, they have got power. So you cannot afford to miss over the heart of the plate. You've got to hit your spots.
0-1. Grounded back up the middle. A funky hop off the mound, and Haggard will lay out. Can't get to it. Rounding second, heading for third is Amato. Tubbs will elect to just throw it back to Haggard. And a 2-out single from Luke Wilhelm will put runners on the corners with 2 outs.
If that hits on any other portion of the mound, it might be an out. Kaysen might be able to get to that ball. But you said it, from where it hit, just behind, directly behind the rubber. It took a funky ricochet. Too much hop on that to get a glove on it.
We'll bring in the DH, Jeremy Tredeman. First pitch to him. Inside corner, called strike 1.
Really good off-speed pitch right there.
Timmons doing a fantastic job of that first pitch strike. So important to the Disco Turkeys so far this year. The 0-1. Swung on and lifted foul to the right side, and Treadman's in a hole.
Yeah, Trev a little bit late on that right there. Tamman came right after him with the fastball. This will be pitch number 20 for Tanneman.
0-2 pitch in the dirt. Couldn't get Treadman to chase. It's 1-2 now.
I like the idea, though. You got 2 on for a power guy at the plate. He might get a little bit greedy up there. Go outside, see if he'll bite.
Worst case scenario, he rolls over it. And it's a ground ball to end the inning. Here's the 1-2. High and in. He got him to climb the ladder, and it's a big strike 3 for Ben Tanneman. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Tanneman gets bailed out by a couple of stunning defensive plays from Farrell and Tubbs, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Still scoreless here in Winston. We're back here at Truist Stadium for the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless, and as Dion Tubbs comes to the plate, the infield, the third baseman is playing very far in for Greensboro. That's Andre Smith, who's playing above the cut of the grass. The first pitch to Tubbs from the starting pitcher for Greensboro, Jonathan Nichols, was inside for ball one. The rest of the infield playing normal depth. Tubbs will offer at that one, but he's behind on the fastball. It's 1-1.
Not shocked at all. And that, surprisingly, that's something that not a lot of teams have done to prepare for the bunt. But Dion doesn't bunt that often, so.
Here's the 1-1. Low for ball two.
Prepared for that speed, but look, as hard as he hits the ball, you'd be fortunate for it to be right at you over there at third, but as hard as he hits the ball and can slash it the other way.
He doesn't go opposite field very often, but when he does, it's hard hit. Here's
exactly.
the 2-1. Great spot from Nichols down and in, 2-2.
Yeah, that's a really good spot right there. There's not much you can do with that pitcher rolling over that thing.
Yeah, shake that one off. Be ready for the next one. And when it comes, it'll be from a 2-2 count. And here it is. High for ball three. Man, Nichols is really pouring it in right now.
I told you from what we saw of him in the bullpen, I was like, this dude is throwing gas.
It looks like mid-90s
It looks
at
like
the least.
at least mid-90s.
3-2. Inside, ball four, and the leadoff man is aboard. Watch out, Dion Tubbs, we mentioned it in the pregame. He got his 30th hit of the year last night, as well as his 31st and 32nd. He leads the team in that category by a wide margin. He also leads the team in stolen bases by 11. He stands at 28. If he can get 2 stolen bases tonight, he'll be the first Disco Turkey player ever to reach the 30-30 club with hits and stolen bases. And right away, a pickoff move back to first. And Dion back in time. Kicks Farrell comes up with Tubbs on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch, Tubbs off and running. Pitch outside, the throw to second, won't be in time. That's number 29 for Tubbs.
We're officially on 30 watch.
I was talking with him yesterday, and I said, you got to give me at least 2 tomorrow. And he said, that's the goal. So he's got it in his head.
And, you'll hear players talk about that a lot at any level. Are you thinking about, this record or the other record or this milestone or that thing? They'll tell you no.
Oh, they are.
But they're thinking about it. Dion's one of the few guys that would be, willing enough to be brutally honest with you and say, yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it. I'm also going for it.
Well, and Greensboro knows that. The count's 1-0 to Farrell with Tubbs on second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's lifted into foul territory out of play, 1-1.
Well, he didn't miss that by much. We saw that a couple times last night, too. He was late on a fastball, and honestly, with the fastballs that are coming from this guy on the mound, I don't blame him. But if he gets around on a fastball,
it's going to be really tough to square balls up against this kind of velocity, but if you can, it's going a long way. Here's the 1-1.
Good take.
Down and away, ball two.
Really good take right there on the breaking ball.
That looks like a good pitch to hit until it starts tailing away from you.
Exactly. And you that tells you how well he's seeing the ball, to see that all the way through, to see the spin on it.
2-1 is the count to Farrell. Tubbs on second, being held on. That pitch outside, ball three.
Well, that was a really good spot with that fastball. Just didn't get the corner with it.
Bobby Amato playing a bit of in and out with the second baseman Greg Holt up the middle to keep Dion Tubbs at least semi-close to second base. It's a 3-1 count to Kicks Farrell. Tubbs off and running. The pitch high, and he's going to be in. That's 30 on the year for Dion Tubbs.
There it is, folks. Did you expect anything different?
Congratulations, Dion Tubbs, officially a member of the 30-30 club. 30 steals, 32 base hits so far for Dion Tubbs in the regular season.
If he can score a run here, he would inch
even closer to 30-30-30.
Correct.
Kicks Farrell also advancing to first base on the walk. Logan Conklin up to bat now. Pitch got away. Tubbs coming in. He's going to score easily, and it's 1-0 Disco Turkeys.
Same way last night started. Dion scores on a wild pitch to get the party started. But this time, it's that milestone run score that we talked about.
So that's now 32 hits, 30 stolen bases, and 29 runs scored on the year for Dion Tubbs. Advancing to second was Kix Farrell. Logan Conklin's ahead in the count 1-0. Second consecutive game that the Disco Turkeys have jumped to an early lead. Third consecutive, really.
Second game in a row, again, as we talked about, thanks to a wild pitch.
And that's a 1-1 count as it's a called strike one to Logan Conklin from Nichols. He's up to 13 pitches now. 1-1 pitch, swung on, and Conklin was looking to put that one down the left field line, but he's behind it 1-2.
Looked like he pulled the string on it right there. Little change-up action.
Let's see if Conklin can battle back. Farrell stands on second still. 1-2 pitch.
Ooh.
That is one heck of a take from Logan Conklin. Very, very fortunate he didn't get rung up, but it's 2-2.
That was a perfect spot for that pitch, though, I'm telling you.
That's an unhittable pitch, too.
It is. There's no way to get around on that. Fastball mid-90s away like that to a righty, no chance.
2-2. Farrell off and running for third. Conklin will offer at it, but the throw not in time. It gets away. It gets away from the third baseman, Smith, and Kix Farrell is going to come in to score. It's 2-0 Carolina.
Well, how about that? Before Carolina's even got a hit on the board, they got 2 runs, a la Tuesday night.
And so with 1 out and 2 runs already in, the bases are empty for Jeff Davis, the cleanup man and designated hitter.
Well, that's the bad news, is that there was a strikeout on that play. But a la Tuesday night, as I said, Carolina had 4 runs before a hit on the board.
The first pitch to Davis, a broken bat that will softly line back to Nichols on the mound, and it's a quick out number 2.
Well, and that was a weird bat break, too, because it's not like it broke in half.
It just splintered a
It
little
just
bit.
literally splintered. But you could see the shrapnel make its way over there towards third, so that shows you how hard the guy on the mound's throwing, too.
So it'll bring in Hayden Setzer. First pitch he sees is down and in for ball 1.
You know, just by eyeballing it, I'm thinking 94, 95. But, I mean, it's tough to get around on at any level.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Setzer. He lifts that one into deep left field. Running back for it on the warning track, and it's off the glove of the left fielder. Adam Hutchins unable to make the catch. Setzer will start around second, but hold up. And it is a 2-out double for Hayden Setzer.
How's that for your first hit of the ball game? Little Oppo Taco action.
Man, Setzer put that one in a tough spot where Hutchins couldn't really get a read on it.
And that's a tough sun field over there, too, in left field.
We've seen countless numbers of players this summer misplay balls out there in left field. And Setzer, knowing the ballpark better than Hutchins, immediately thought 2. Probably could have legged out 3, but he'll stay safe at second base. It'll bring in Case and Haggard.
Never want to make the third out at third base, so good idea there. But Setzer had the right approach, too, though, with the high velo fastball as a lefty. Slashed that thing the other way.
1-0 is the count to Case and Haggard. And the pitch. Again away, ball 2. And Nichols, with as high as his velocity is having a really tough time finding the zone right now.
And that can be the problem a lot of times when you have a guy that throws that hard, is the control can get away from him. And like I said, this is exactly what you wanted to do, though. You wanted to get his pitch count up. He's at 21 now.
Tanneman was at 22 by the end of the inning. 2-0. Again outside, ball 3.
And the other issue is it's not like he's missing by much, and a lot of times that can be just as frustrating as not finding the strike zone if you're missing by a lot. If you're missing just off the corner, it becomes harder to hit it.
That one off the glove of the catcher for Greensboro, Brad Howell. It stuck to his equipment. You don't see that every day, but it was ball 4.
That's a Yadier Molina type beat right there. But maybe if he hangs on to that thing, he might get the call, because that was
a pretty close
That was
pitch.
another one that wasn't that far off the corner.
So another 2-out base runner for Carolina will bring up Patrick Usher, the catcher. Came in with a pinch hit appearance last night in place of Christian Ezel. Usher last night in his lone plate appearance reached on a walk, ended up being stranded on second base to end the bottom of the 8th. Setzer off and running for third. It's a double steal. A swing and a miss from Usher at the plate, but both men will be safe at second and third respectively.
That was a double steal hit and run, too.
So we are here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs are on the board, and already Carolina has stolen 5 bases today.
Speed kills. Hayden Setzer even has speed.
2 runners in scoring position and an 0-1 count for Usher. He'll take that one. He's behind 0-2.
He's come through with runners in scoring position before this year. Think back to the game in Boone.
That was his first hit as a disco turkey, and a timely one at that. It tied the game at 4 in the top of the 9th. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed outside, and Nichols prevents the damage from furthering itself, but Carolina gets 2 across on 1 hit. Dion Tubbs reaches the 30 stolen base mark, and he needs to score 1 more run to hit 30 in that respect. We'll go to the top of the second inning. It's 2-0 Carolina. We're back here in the top of the second inning. Ben Tanneman back out on the mound for Carolina, and he's gifted a 2-0 lead to start this inning. The first man up will be the third baseman for Greensboro, Andre Smith. He'll ground it back to Tanneman, and Tanneman's going to take it himself all the way to first base for out number 1.
That's fielding your position to a T right there, BT.
And
Kicks is even fired up about it.
Everybody's fired up for Carolina right now. They've got a 2-0 lead on a semi-pro team. Here in the second inning with 1 out, it'll be Adam Hutchins, the left fielder, who had that misplayed fly ball on the double from Hayden Setzer in the bottom of the first. First pitch he sees will be skipped in by Tanneman. It's 1-0. And this Carolina Disco Turkeys team is one that's playing with a lot of swagger right now. They have won 2 in a row for the second time this year. 1-0 pitch, grounded to the left side. Conklin will pick it up at third. Throw on to first. Musser can't hold on to it. It gets away. Setzer coming in to field the ball from right. And running into second will be Adam Hutchins after he reaches on the E5.
Tough play for Musser to pick that one in the dirt, but that's a play in Conklin's case that's got to be made.
So it's a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Greensboro. And Greg Holt, the number 8 batter, will step in.
Almost got to be pitching for a strikeout right here. You can't let a ball get down in the outfield.
was a called strike one to Greg Holt. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Tanman. Off speed, outside black, just missed. It's 1-1.
Well, I'd say on both sides of the ledger right now, there is no, just as there was last night, no give on that outside corner.
Counts 1-1 from number 1-3. Here's the pitch. Lifted high to left side, but that one's out of play, foul, strike two.
Well, the kids up there on the hill aren't even going to have a chance to get it unless they want to
That ball just disappeared
unless
off
they
the
want to
bat.
run into traffic, because I think that's where it went, was up to the stoplight. It's the second time we've seen a foul ball go about that far.
The count is 1-2 from Tanman, and here's the pitch. He got him out in front of it. It's lifted high, foul to the right side. Count will stay 1-2.
Tell you what, that's a pretty professional swing right there, though. When you're out in front of it, you're able to keep your hands back and your weight back long enough to get a barrel, not necessarily a barrel to it, but to at least get a piece of it. As it looks like Chase Locklear might be loosening in the bullpen.
Here's the 1-2. In the dirt, good take from Holt. The count will even at 2.
Trying to get a number.
That's it looks like Nick McAdon in the bullpen.
Yes, good point.
Who won Most Improved Player of the Year. Voted on by his peers. Here's the 2-2, lifted high in the air, right side. Musser lost track of it, but it'll get out of play anyway. Count will stay 2-2.
Well, with good reason. He lost track of it because it was in the seats.
Well, he lost sight of it. He got the sun in his eyes. Very frequently, we'll see people on that right side of the field, first base, second base, right field, wear some shades.
Yeah, that's the biggest sun field, so to speak, in this ballpark, especially this time of day.
2-2 back up the middle. A diving stop from Haggard. Turn and throw in time for out number 2.
Oh, my goodness. These two dudes right here in the middle of your screen are some of the best in the middle infield you are going to see anywhere in this country, folks.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'm going to miss them, and this team is going to miss them as they take the trek to Pennsylvania in about 36 hours. Because they have been absolute studs up the middle so far this year. Both of them already flashing the leather, and we've only made 5 outs so far. They'll bring in Brad Howell, the number 9 man and catcher. He'll flare one out to the right side. Haggard takes a jump. It's off his glove. And with 2 outs, Hutchins was running on contact. It's 2-1 Carolina.
Well, he's human. Almost made 2 superhuman plays in a row, but that's a tough play to make, as we said, especially ranging back. A, it's softly hit. B, you've got to deal with the sun as well. And it just went off the heel of his glove.
And we're going to get a pinch runner for the catcher. I'll tell you what, I haven't seen that since my high school days.
That's a very interesting thing, but I guess that's something they do regularly. Back to the top of the lineup now.
It'll bring up Ryan Dickens after the RBI single from Brad Howell, who has been replaced on first base by Carlo Orengo. The count's 1-0 to Ryan Dickens. He walked his first time up on a full count. He'll lift that one to the left side, foul out of play.
About the same spot he hit the first one. If he can keep one fair, there might not be anybody in this ballpark that gets to take the baseball home.
One count, 2 outs. The pitch from Tanman. Outside, ball 2. The throw back to first skips its way into the glove of Musser.
A good pick by Musser right there to keep it on the infield.
Well, he really just blocked it up. Couldn't quite get a solid mitt on it, but he kept it from getting into right field, which is the important thing.
Correct.
2-1 is the count. The pitch from Tanman. Don't know where that missed. Looked to clip the top part of the zone, but instead the count's 3-1.
That looked to be right below the letters, right at the top edge of the zone.
3-1, 2 outs to the Yard Goats leadoff man. Here's the pitch. That one got the call, and now it's 3-2 after a called strike on the inside corner.
I'm going to be honest, that looked like a little bit less of the strike than the 2-1 pitch.
And Tanman's going to step off to collect himself. This will probably be Tanman's final out. Don't expect him to go longer than 2 innings today. Don't expect anyone to go longer than 2 innings on the mound for Carolina.
That was the case
really.
yesterday.
3-2, 2 outs. Running on the pitch, and it's lifted back into the seats, out of play. Orengo was running on contact, or running on the delivery, really.
With 3-2 and 2 down, as is customary. Yeah, like you said, I think anybody that didn't pitch yesterday going to get at least 2 innings this afternoon and
I think
evening.
maybe the only one that won't is Chase Jesse. They want to save him in
Save
his
your ace
entirety.
for Johnstown.
3-2, 2 outs again. Here's the pitch. That one is in fair play. To right, sets are settling, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So Greensboro will get one back, but that's all. We go to the bottom half of the second, 2-1 Carolina. We're back here at Truist Stadium as the Disco Turkeys come to the plate for the second time. It's 8-9-1 due up for Carolina, and it starts with the left fielder, Dane Stewart.
The Demon Deacon Dane Stewart. Local boy.
First pitch to him from Nichols. High and away, ball 1.
See what he can do right here. See if he can get the party started. And get around on the high velo fastball in his kitchen.
Dane's had trouble getting a hold of the ball this year, but when he does, it goes a ways. And that pitch won't be one that he can offer at. It's 2-0.
That was in his kitchen. Just too far in his kitchen.
That one made it all the way to the disposal, so to speak.
It made it all the way up into the cabinet.
2-0. That's a good take from Stewart. Not a pitch that you can really do much with. Outside called strike 1.
Now, you're either fouling that straight back off to the side or you're rolling over that.
2-1 pitch offered at and missed by Stewart, and it's 2-2.
It's a good hack, though. I like the aggressiveness at 2-1 count.
2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Stewart, and it's out number 1 in the bottom of the second.
Tough start to the inning right there. But better start to the inning on the mound from Nichols, coming right after Dane Stewart, not wasting any time. Maybe a little bit of frustration after that first inning.
But he starts off on the right foot, does Nichols. And it's a quick first out. He struck out the last 2 for Carolina. And Musser will swing and miss on that one. And he's right back in the swing of things is Nichols. It's 0-1. Dion Tubbs on deck. Here's the 0-1. Musser behind on it again, and it's 0-2. That's one thing that Musser has struggled with this year, is catching up to the heater. Not the fastest swing on the team, but it's improved from game to game. You can see it very evidently. 0-2 is outside for ball 1.
I think the most evident I've seen that was the other night in Martinsville, where he hit a ball absolutely on the screws. Ended up being a fielder's choice, but he beat it out. Got an RBI out of it.
1-2. Fouled off. Good job by Musser to adjust. Just like we talked about, it's still 1-2.
And you could see him shorten up his stroke right there. That's a really good 2-out approach. Shorten up, protect the plate, foul that one back, stay alive.
1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2.
Really good take right there. Fastball tailing away like that, that is very enticing. Good discipline to lay off of it.
Musters fighting his way back into the count. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Off speed, got him frozen, and he's down on strikes. Third consecutive disco turkey to go down to the K, and there's 2 outs in the second.
That's filthy. My goodness.
So Dion Tubbs will look to break that streak. Walked his first time up, stole second, stole third, and then scored on a wild pitch. First pitch to him. Swung on and lifted high into shallow center field, converging on it, and making the catch is Ryan Dickens for out number 3. So the Disco Turkeys will go down in order and will head to the third. Still with a 1-run lead for Carolina, it's 2-1. Back with more Disco Turkeys baseball after this. We're back here for the third inning in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Truist Stadium, the home of the Carolina Disco Turkeys. And they hold a 2-1 lead in the third inning. Ben Tanman's day is done on the mound as Nick McAdon has come on to relieve him. For Tanman, it was a pretty efficient first 2 innings. 2 hits, only one of them really a solid one. 1 run, but it was unearned. And only the 1 walk, while recording 1 strikeout as well. So to start things off in the third inning for the Yard Goats, it's 2-3-4 due up. Bobby Amato will start that, and he'll face a new pitcher, Nick McAdon. First pitch from McAdon is swung on and missed, and behind in the count is Amato, 0-1.
Really good tailing action on that pitch.
Here's the 0-1. Inside. Usher couldn't quite frame that one. 1-1.
A lot of break on that off speed, on that breaking ball. He is snapping it early on.
That's a heater that's in the bottom part of the zone. 1-2.
Love how he's pulling the throttle and then pushing it right there. 2 off speed pitches to start the AB. 1-1. Here's the heater.
1-2's the count. Here's the pitch. High, ball 2.
I like the spot with that fastball up and in against a power hitter. Try and jam him. Don't let him get extended.
Amato grounded into a fielder's choice up the middle his last time up. It was a great play from Kix Farrell. Great job by Amato to hold off on that. The appeal to first won't pay off for Usher, and it's a full count now. Wow, I really thought he was going to go after that one.
Yeah, I thought for sure. You could tell he wanted to, too, but great balance, great discipline to keep the bat back and lay off of that.
3-2 count. That one is lifted to the right side, high but out of play. Count will stay 3-2. On deck is Patrick Koontz. Three-two count. Man, that's a tough pitch to lay off of, but a good take from Amato. And he's on base for the second time tonight, this time with a walk.
There's some really, really good takes from Amato in that at-bat right there.
Well, these are guys that are, they played at the collegiate level. Some of them have played at the professional level. You got to have discipline to get to that level of baseball.
Exactly.
And the Greensboro Yard Goats are bringing the go-ahead run to the plate, down 2-1 in the third. It's represented by Patrick Koontz, who will take that first pitch from Macedon high for ball one. Macedon on the year, as he throws back to keep Amato honest at first. Macedon, 31 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, off and running. The hit and run was on, but it's fouled off by Koontz, so Amato will have to return to first, and the count will even up at one apiece.
Unfortunately for Carolina, he got such a good jump on that. It's going to be tough for Usher to gun him down.
And Tanneman having a conversation with the umpire about something. Not quite sure what, but they'll resolve the conflict.
For the moment.
Another throw back to first, not quite in time. Koontz flew out to center, deep center, his last time up. That pitch is high and away, ball two. That was that play where Tubbs had to crash up against the padding in right center field to make the catch. Couple inches higher, and that ball's bouncing off the hard part of the wall, and he might be able to get a triple out of it, if not more. 2-1, lined into right. Setzer won't be able to get it, so it'll be a single for Koontz, as that was an absolute laser beam from Setzer.
Goodness gracious. What a throw. But also, what a laser beam into right field and the base hit. Second hard hit ball we've seen from him today.
That one found some grass, so it'll be 2 on with nobody out for the cleanup man, Luke Wilhelm.
That's justice from the baseball gods right there.
And Wilhelm singled up the middle his last time. Haggard laid out for it, couldn't quite get to it. Double play ball in effect. Here's the first pitch. In the dirt. And a good block from Usher to get his chest protector to that one. Will make it a 1-0 count, and it will keep Amato and Koontz at second and first, respectively. 2-1 Carolina. They're being out-hit by Greensboro 3-1. Both teams have made an error. Here's a 1-0. Outside corner called strike one. That's the first time, I think, all day that we've seen that outside corner been given to a pitcher.
Rightfully so that time. It was right on the black.
Count even at 1 to Wilhelm, the first baseman. 2 runners on, nobody out. The pitch. Same spot, different result, 2-1.
Yeah, I think a little bit lower that time.
And the frame from Usher wasn't quite as rigid. Two-one count, and the pitch. That one's in there, and it's 2-2.
Great spot right there.
This would be a big punch out for Macedon if he can get it. 2-2 count. That one's lifted foul. He'll have to wait at least one more pitch. Already up to 16 pitches with yet to record an out. Two-two count again. Here's the pitch. Off speed, got him swinging, and it's out number 1 for Nick Macadon.
Had 6 strikeouts in his last start in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Not wasting any time right here. First out he records tonight of the K variety swinging.
Correction, Brett. He had 9 strikeouts.
That is true. He did. He had none. Sorry.
He had 9 strikeouts through 4 innings. That's good for his season high. And it'll bring out Jeremy Treadman, who struck out to end the first. His first time up. That pitch is outside, ball 1. Macadon not quite getting the first pitch strike percentage up there like Tanman had been. But no runs have come across yet for Greensboro, so no damage done.
Certainly roll a ground ball right here, too.
Ground ball would potentially end the inning. That one's in there, called strike 1.
Perfect spot at the knees right there.
Treadman, the pitch that he struck out on to end the first was a pretty poor pitch, if to be completely frank. It was very high and inside, not one that you're going to be able to put a barrel on, but he went after it. 1-1, that's another great pitch from Macadon, and it's called strike 2.
Back-to-back perfectly placed fastballs. You can't spot him any better than he just did right there.
Let's see what he does here in a 1-2 count. Looking for the second straight punch out. Here it is. Back up the middle, this could be 2. Haggard, Farrell, and Musser makes the catch for out number 3. So an inning-ending double play will get Macadon out of trouble with 2 on and nobody out. 3 consecutive outs to end the inning, and we'll go to the bottom half of the third. It's 2-1. Disco Turkeys on top. Back here for the bottom of the third. And just like Carolina, the Greensboro Yard Goats have made a pitching change to start the third inning. It's Brandon Stevens coming out in relief of Jonathan Nichols, who through 2 innings faced 10 batters, allowed 1 hit, but walked 3 and struck out 4. 2 runs came across for Carolina, but only 1 of them was earned. And to start the bottom of the third, it'll be number 9, Brandon Stevens, who's faced with the 2-3-4 of the Carolina order, and it starts with Kix Farrell. Kix walked his first time up, advanced to second on a wild pitch, stole third, and then came home on a throwing error. First pitch he sees is an absolute heater at the bottom of the zone. And
called ball.
Wow, I think that was strike 1.
That was strike 1.
I saw the point. I saw the point from the umpire. I legitimately think it is an 0-1 count. That one is high, though, so high. It's 1-1 at the very least.
To our knowledge, 1-1, but scoreboard in the ballpark says 2-0. We'll keep it at 1-1.
The pitch. Outside, and so now there are at least 2 balls in the count. I guess we'll know if this one's outside and Kicks takes his way down to first.
There's your answer.
Fingers crossed. It is 2-1. Home plate umpire making the adjustment. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Farrell, and the count's even at 2.
Now they fixed it. Good job, boys. Good job, control room.
2-2 count to Kicks Farrell. The pitch. Low and away. Good take from Farrell. Not to offer at that one. It's 3-2.
Well, both the guys that Greensboro has thrown out so far, not only do they throw hard fastballs, they throw fastballs that are spotted in really, really good spots.
They're able to place the ball very, very well. Full count to Kicks Farrell. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off. He'll stay alive. This is the second consecutive 3-ball count that Farrell has found himself in. Already 6 pitches to the first batter faced by Stevens. Here's the 3-2 again. Good check swing from Kicks Farrell, and he draws his second walk of the day.
Tremendous discipline right there on a really good pitch on the outer, right off the outside corner. He'll get fist bumps from Boogie, well-deserved on that leadoff walk.
So Kicks Farrell has recorded his 14th and 15th walks. He got his 18th steal. He's got 21 hits, 10 RBIs, and 12 runs scored. Double digits all the way around for number 27. First pitch to Logan Conklin is in the dirt. Good check swing again by the Disco Turkey third baseman. It's 1-0.
There's been some really good discipline at the plate all throughout the lineup first time through.
For both teams, really, but for
Exactly.
Carolina especially. Here's the 1-0. Kicks is off and running. It's fouled back. The hit and run was on, but Conklin couldn't put it in play.
I like the idea, though, especially with a 1-0 count.
And I tell you, that's a little bit suspect. Conklin, a right-handed batter, and the shortstop for Greensboro, Bobby Amato, was the one covering second. He's the one playing on Conklin's pull side.
Right.
You got to be careful with that. 1-1 is in the dirt. Typically, when the runner from first steals and there's a right-handed batter at the plate, the second baseman will be the one covering so that the pull side is still fully covered. But that time Amato went and covered second, so the 6-hole was completely left open. 2-1 is outside, and the count runs to 3-1.
I don't know if that was just some kind of a miscommunication or what it was, but yeah, that ball's put in play. That's trouble because that side of the
Farrell might score on that.
Completely open, exactly.
3-1. The pitch. Lifted high and deep into the right side, but foul. It'll make the count full again.
Out towards the patio area.
Jeff Davis on deck. You see him in the bottom right part of your screen. Full count to Logan Conklin. And the pitch. Low for ball 4. Second consecutive full count walk given up by Stevens. And with nobody out, there's a runner in scoring position.
Add that to Logan Conklin being in the 30 club in one department. That's the 30th base on balls he has been given this summer.
Conklin has appeared in more games this year than anybody else for the Carolina Disco Turkeys. This is his 31st game played. All of them starts. Some in the outfield, some in the infield, some behind the plate. He's got the numbers to prove it. He'll bring in Jeff Davis with 2 on and nobody out. First pitch he sees is foul tipped into the glove of the Greensboro backstop Howell. It's 0-1.
He wasn't behind that one by much, though. Guy we know's got pop. He can get around on one real quick.
Davis looking for potentially his 10th RBI of the year as well as his 15th hit. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, count even. "15 pitches already for Stevens and still yet to record an out. Setzer on deck. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt again, ball 2.
doing exactly what I said in the pregame, in the game day gobble as far as keys to the game. And working the pitch count to a T so far.
2-1 is the count to Davis, who lined out to the pitcher his first time up. Kicks off and running. He got a great jump, and they won't draw a throw. It's another stolen base for both Conklin and Farrell.
And Conklin didn't even draw a throw. Catcher just gave up on that. Both guys got really, really good jumps right there.
And so for Conklin, that's his 8th stolen base of the year. And for Farrell, today he's got 2. He's got his 18th and 19th stolen base of the year. 3-1 count to Davis with 2 in scoring position. It's high to the right side, but it's going to hook out a play. Count will go full.
Once again, up into the patio area. Just missed.
(3-2), nobody out, 2 runners in scoring position for the Disco Turkey cleanup man. The only Disco Turkey with multiple home runs this year, besides Hayden Setzer, who happens to be on deck. 3-2 pitch, grounded to the right side. This will bring in a run, and it's off the glove of the second baseman. Davis legged it out.
Wow.
Greg Holt misplays the ball at second base, and it's another unearned run for Carolina. It'll make it 3-1.
How's that for a break?
Well, would you look at that? Now runners on the corners, back to a 2-run lead for the Disco Turkeys. They've plated 3 runs, and they've only got 1 hit in the ball game. It came from this man at the plate right here, Hayden Setzer. Only 1 earned run in the ball game between the 2 teams. First pitch to Setzer. Outside corner, great pitch from Stevens. It's strike 1.
Perfect spot for that one right there, outside corner.
So Farrell has come in to score for the 2nd time today, both times on an error. A 1. And the dirt, count even. 1-1 count to the Disco Turkey right fielder and power bat. I think this is the first time this year we've seen him wear only 1 batting glove. He'll hold off on that one. And
no, we've seen that for most of the year, actually. Only the 1 batting gloves.
Well, he's also a guy that's gone without batting gloves for a lot of the year.
Right.
On deck is a man who wears both batting gloves. It's Kaysen Haggard. 2-1 to Setzer, a big cut. He was looking to extend the lead to 6.
And then some.
Or to 5, I should say. Put 6 runs on the board for Carolina, but it's a swing and a miss, 2-2 count.
He's trying to take out a light pole.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Setzer, and it's the first out of the inning.
24 pitches into it.
24 pitches in, yep, exactly. They finally recorded an out. It's still runners on the corners, though, with 1 out for Kaysen Haggard.
Could be in scoring position, too. 2 in scoring position, too. If Jeff Davis could very well be going here.
Haggard still looking for his first at-bat of the day. He reached on a walk his first time up. First pitch to him. Outside in the dirt. It gets away. Davis is going to get to second, but Conklin will hold up at third, and now again 2 runners in scoring position. So that takes away the double play.
It's a great read by Davis, though, too. As soon as that ball hit the dirt, he was off.
Davis is a speedy guy. He doesn't have the steals to prove it, only 1 on the year. Here's the 1-0. Infield is in, and that one's lifted into right field. This should score Conklin. The catch is made. Tagging are both runners. The throw to the plate won't be in time. Conklin scores on the sac fly from Kaysen Haggard. The throw from Koontz was a little off the mark. It's 4-1 Disco Turkeys.
They tried the sweep tag on him, too, but Conklin able to get underneath it. Smart base running, tagged it well. Smart by Davis as well to tag up on that. And it's another run on the board with still only 1 hit. Unlike Tuesday night when there were 4 on the board with no hits.
So Kaysen Haggard gets his 6th RBI of the year. Logan Conklin, now a 23 runs scored. It'll bring up Patrick Usher, 0 for 1 with a K. That one is an absolute Palmer from Stevens, up and in, and it's 0-1.
Palmer is in Jim Palmer?
You could say.
I could see that.
Here's the 0-1. That one's up and in again, and a questionable call to say the least. Might have nipped the corner. It's 0-2.
If it nipped the corner, it nipped a centimeter of it at that. That looked very much inside.
0-2 count from Stevens. Runner on third, 2 outs. Lifted into right by Usher. Getting a read on it is Koontz, and he'll make the catch for out number 3, but Carolina plates 2 more. The lead is up to 3, the largest of the night. It's 4-1 as we head to the 4th.
How's that?
We're back here for the top of the 4th inning. And it's a new pitcher for Carolina again. The 3rd guy to come out of the bullpen. For the orange and blue, it is Zane Beaver. And he's faced with 6, 7, 8. For the Greensboro lineup, it's a called strike 1 to Andre Smith, who grounded out to the pitcher. His first time up, it was a hot shot that Ben Tanman picked up on a hop and took it all the way to first to record the out himself. 0-1 from Beaver. The sidearm delivery. Tails a little bit too much. It's outside and in the dirt, 1-1.
Yeah, the first pitch tailed perfectly right over the heart of the plate. That one a little too much bite on it.
1-1 inside, 2-1. Beaver on the year. This is his 6th appearance. He has an 0-1 record. 4 1/3 innings pitched. 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. 2-1. Swung on, and an absolute behemoth of a swing from Smith. And the count's even again, 2-2.
That's a hack and a half right there, going for the downs.
2-2 from Beaver. Inside, just barely missed. And to the dismay of the hometown crowd, the count will run full.
Everybody in the ballpark rang him up with the home plate umpire.
3-2. Grounded back up the middle. Haggard's going to have to get on his horse, and it's up the middle for a leadoff base hit from Andre Smith. He's gone back up the middle both times. He's come to the plate. The first time, it got cut off by the pitcher, and neither Beaver nor Haggard could cut that one off. Haggard and Farrell, the two roommates from West Texas A&M, this will be their final game in the Disco Turkey colors as they'll head back to Texas rather than traveling to Johnstown with the team. First pitch to Adam Hutchins, the left fielder, is in there for a called strike one. He reached on an error in the second inning and came around to score the lone run so far for the Yard Goats. They're out hitting Carolina 4-1, but the score differential is 4-1 in favor of the Disco Turkeys. He'll foul that one off, up and in.
Fouled that off the knob of the bat, it looked like. Or at the very least, the handle.
You don't see that every day, but the count runs to 0-2. Big spot for Zane Beaver. A double play would be huge here. 0-2. Grounded to the left side, and it's going to get away from Logan Conklin down the line. Into left. Stewart's going to have a tough hop off the wall in left, and being waved around to score is Smith. The throw won't be a time, and it's an RBI triple for Adam Hutchins.
Wow. That's just a really, really tough play right there. Tough carom off the wall. We've talked about it all year, and it took until the final game of the season for the way that wall is shaped out there to rear its head. Dane Storr thought he had it played to wrap around the wall, so to speak, but it took a funky carom off that little concrete portion at the bottom.
4-2, Carolina is the score after that RBI triple. And it'll bring in the number 8 hitter for Greensboro, Greg Holt, Adam Hutchins, with that big 3-bagger to bring in Andre Smith. Already 2 hits in the inning for the Yard Goats. There's one thing that Beaver has struggled with this year. The strikeout per 9 is there, but the hits per 9 are also there for the opposition. That one runs in on him. It's 2-0.
5 hits now for the Yard Goats compared to Carolina's just 1.
Beaver on the year has now allowed 11 hits through 4 1/3. Here's the 2-0. Good spot, but it doesn't get the call. 3-0.
Walk wouldn't be the worst thing in the world right here, though. Then you'd have the double play set back up.
You're okay with allowing run number 3 to get outs 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. Got the green light, but it's fouled off, and it runs to 3-1. (3-1) is the count from Beaver to Holt. Here it is. Down and in, ball 4. And still nobody out in the inning. There are runners on the corners.
Not the start to this inning that Zane Beaver wanted, and now Kurt Cabana is going to make his way out for a mound visit.
Number 9 hitter coming up. We'll take a quick break and be right back. We're back here as Cabana will return to the dugout. There are runners on the corners, nobody out. And the number 9 hitter, Brad Howell, who had an RBI single in the second his last time up, is at the plate. There's a bloop single to the right side, and it ended up bringing in Hutchins to score, who stands on third right now. First pitch to Howell is in the dirt, 1-0.
Beaver's got to reel that pitch back in a little bit.
He really does. Beaver believed to be scheduled to go 2 innings tonight, but that might change if he can't get himself out of this one. 1-0 is to the right side, but into the seats foul. Hutchins on third after his RBI 3-bagger. Greg Holt stands on first. after drawing a walk in the last plate appearance. The leadoff man for Greensboro is on deck. It's Ryan Dickens, who on the day is 0 for 1. 1-1 pitch. Grounded to the left side. Farrell is only going to be able to get one. The throw on to first is in time, but it's the second RBI of the day for Brad Howell on a ground out. So advancing to second on the slow roller is going to be Greg Holt, and coming in to score is Adam Hutchins. It's 4-3 Carolina.
You said it, though. You're more than willing to concede run number 3 for out number 2 in the inning. That's a big second out,
number
too.
1.
Out number 1, excuse me. But still, you're more than willing to concede that just to get that's a big out, regardless.
So Brad Howell now with 2 RBIs on the day. It'll bring up the leadoff man, Dickens. He's walked and flown out. First pitch he sees is popped up to the right side, out of play, 0-1.
Look out down there. Funky Karam off the Flow Club. Oh, my goodness. Okay, good. There was a fan that beat a little girl to the ball and almost didn't give it to her. I was going to say, dude, come on.
Everybody goes home happy, and happy to have the count even is Ryan Dickens, as that pitch was outside, 1-1. Again, we'll mention it. Carolina leads 4-3, but they're being out hit by the Yard Goats 5-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Into the gap. Tubbs is going to have to get on his horse. He does. And it's out number 2. The throw back to second will bounce its way in, not in time. And there's 2 outs in the inning.
That ball was hard hit, but it stayed in the air a lot longer than I think you might have even thought than I thought for sure it was.
I definitely
gap.
thought that was an RBI double.
Stayed in the air a lot longer than I thought it would.
It seemed to hang up there. And Tubbs, as speedy as he is, had no trouble getting over to make that catch. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult for him, but I should have known better with number 3 out there roaming around.
Honestly. What are you doing, Graham?
So to bring up Amato, who takes a called strike 1, he's 0 for 1 on the day. He reached on a fielder's choice and walked. He's gotten into scoring position every time he's come to the plate. Beaver looking to change that here. 0-1 with 2 outs and a runner on second. That one's up and in, and Amato wanted to go around, but he'll hold off, count even at 1.
Yeah, that's the right idea, though.
You want to get him at least thinking about chasing that pitch high and in.
Try and tie him up.
Holt stands at second. 2 outs. 1-1 pitch, high and in again. Couldn't get him to chase that time either. It's 2-1.
A little bit too far inside to even entice him. The thing with that, if you're going to do that, you've got to at least entice a swing. That ain't it.
2-1 outside, 3-1 now. And as you said earlier, a walk here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because you'd put yourself in a situation where you have a force at first, second, and third.
Correct.
Any ground ball is going to get you out of the inning. Here's the 3-1. Inside, ball 4, and that will indeed be the situation with 2 outs. Up in the bullpen for Carolina is a new arm. We can't quite get a number on it.
Well, here's the problem with that force at first, second, or third. The guy at the plate's got the 2 hardest hit balls of the day.
It'll bring up Patrick Koontz, who has a single and a line out to center. That one is up into left field. This might bring in a run. It's going to at least be a single being waved into score. The throw from Stewart. Lackadaisical base running from the Yard Goats, and Greg Holt is tagged out trying to score from second for out number 3.
Wow.
An absolutely perfect relay started by the throw from Stewart, cut off by Conklin, and the tag made by Usher will keep this a game in which Carolina has the lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Greensboro gets 2 back. We're in an absolute barn burner, folks. 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Carolina on top. Back here, bottom of the fourth inning, Carolina's lead was extended to 3, and now it's been diminished back to 1. Both teams putting up 2s in the bottom of the third and top of the fourth, respectively. Dane Stewart is in for the second time, and he'll swing and miss on that pitch from Stevens, who's back out for his second inning. It's 0-1.
And still throwing gas right by him.
Musser on deck. Tubbs in the hole. Here's the 0-1. Again throwing gas, but that time it's too low. Count even.
Yeah, too much sinking action right there, but good recognition at the plate by Dane. It's one of the tougher pitches to lay off is a low sinker like that, especially when it's coming in that hot.
1-1 pitch.
Oh, look
up
out.
and in. And Stewart had to dodge to get out of the way of that one. And the count's now 2-1. 2-1 count. Swung on and missed by Stewart. And the count's even up. Stewart at risk to falling victim of the K for the second time. Two-two count, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the glove of the new catcher. It's Adam Hutchins who's moved from left field to behind the plate. And it's out number 1.
Next up, first baseman, number 26, DJ Musser.
So DJ Musser, who also went down on strikes his last time up, is at the plate now. Here's the first pitch to him. Swung on and missed on a ball in the dirt. Looked like he had made his mind up on whether or not he was swinging at that pitch before it even left the hand of Stevens. And it's 0-1. A 1 count to Musser. The pitch. Grounded weakly to the right side. This one might stay fair, and Stevens will pick it up in time to tag Musser on the first base line, and it's out number 2.
If only DJ was riding his unicycle up the first base line, he might have avoided the tag.
Well, here's a guy who would have avoided a tag on that one. It's Dion Tubbs stepping into the left.
He would have already been past the tag. The tag would not even have been an option.
That was the idea. That was the idea in that statement, but it's number 3 in the box for the second time tonight, looking for his first hit of the ball game still. That one's fouled off, and it's 0-1. Tubbs is riding a 6-game hitting streak, tied for his second longest hitting streak of the season. Here's the 0-1. That one's lined to the left side. He's behind on it, but got solid contact. It's 0-2. His longest hitting streak of the year was 7 games. It stretched from June 23rd all the way to July 2nd. He's behind 0-2 now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Check swing. And Stevens didn't get the call. They'll appeal. No, he did not go around. Count 1 and 2.
I don't think he did from up here, from our angle.
Didn't look like it. I thought that the more likely scenario was that was a called strike 3. But no luck for the Yard Goats, and it's still 1-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. Held off on by Dion, and it's 2-2.
Really good take right there.
I'll tell you what, he might have been better off to swing and miss at that one. Because he
would have been at first base.
He would have been at first base with as far to the backstop as that one got. 2-2 is the count, though, to the leadoff man. Swung on and missed on a ball in the dirt, and Tubbs won't even attempt to leg that one out. 3 up, 3 down goes Carolina. We'll head to the 5th. Carolina still leads 4-3 here in Winston. Top of the 5th inning, we're back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Truist Stadium, the home of the Disco Turkeys for the last time this year. And it's Zane Beaver coming back to the mound for his 2nd inning. First pitch of this inning is offered to Luke Wilhelm, the cleanup man and first baseman for the Yard Goats, and it's inside for ball 1. Wilhelm 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout so far. He'll line that one back up the middle. Farrell will pick it up, throw on to first in time for an easy out number 1.
Again, that's another play from Kicks that is not nearly as easy as he just made it look. Ranging to his right, he makes the difficult look routine.
And something to note, the Yard Goats have gone up the middle quite a bit so far today. It's about the 5th or 6th ball that they've hit back up the middle. And Farrell and Haggard, for the most part, have been up to the challenge. What a bender from Beaver that one was. Absolutely fooled Jeremy Treadman, and it's a called strike 1. This will be the 30th pitch from Beaver. And it's inside for ball 1. Treadman on the day with a strikeout and a double play that he grounded into. He's been the 3rd out of the inning both times that he's come up. Non-coincidentally, the Yard Goats have not scored in either of the innings that he's come to the plate, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Another filthy off-speed pitch right there.
Beaver seems like he's got his stuff working in his favor now. It's a 2-strike count. Here it is. Lined softly to right field, and Setzer will put that one away. It won't be the 3rd out of the inning this time, but Treadman sent down for the 3rd time tonight, and it's out number 2.
It starts in the inning from Zane Beaver.
I'll tell you what, that line drive looked like it could have been a lot more dangerous. I like the line
Looked
drive.
like it was sinking.
Like the line drive from Dickens in the top of the 4th that he hit into center and it was caught by Tubbs. That one looked like it was going to hang up there for a lot longer, or for a lot less time, I should say, than it really did. 2 outs, and it'll bring up Smith. Andre Smith will take that pitch for called strike 1. He singled his last time up and came around to score on a triple from Adam Hutchins. 0-1 to the Yard Goats' 3rd baseman is another called strike. It's 0-2. Man, this would be big if the Yard Goats could go down in order for the first time tonight. 0-2 from Beaver. Opposite batter's box, good discipline from Smith to lay off. It's 1-2. At this point in an 0-2 count, you should almost expect that pitch to be a waste pitch. Here's the 1-2. Grounded weakly back to the pitcher's mound. Beaver is going to field it. Throw on to first. Musser will have to stretch, but he got the ball. It's out number 3. So the Yard Goats do indeed go down in order. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Carolina is still leading this ball game. It's 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a new pitcher up for the Greensboro Yard Goats. Greg Holt, who had previously been at second base, is coming in, the second relief pitcher, third pitcher overall for Greensboro tonight. Carlo Orengo has now come in at second base, and Kix Farrell is in to bat now. It's a 1-0 count, and Holt, who's not throwing quite as hard as the other two pitchers so far tonight.
Not even close.
Not even close. That one will be fouled off by Farrell. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That one had a bit more speed on it, and he'll have a good take, Will Farrell. It's 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. Man, Farrell is about this close to drawing a walk for the 3rd time in his many plate appearance, and here it is. To the left side, and a hot line drive will be gloved by the Greensboro third baseman, Andre Smith, and it's out number 1.
Man, oh man, he hit that right on the screws. Didn't even drop the bat.
So a loud out number 1, to say the least, is recorded, and it is a 1-out plate appearance for Logan Conklin, who's 0 for 1 on the day. A walk, a strikeout, a stolen base, and a run scored. And a swing and a miss on the first pitch. He's got to get that timing down on Holt. He's been used to the high velocity, and Holt is a big change of speed. Here's the 0-1. Called strike on the inside corner. Well, he might be a position player, but that placement would have fooled anybody.
That it would.
Here's the 0-2. And that one's in the dirt. Didn't quite have the placement on that one, 0-2. Excuse me, 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off by Conklin. Good job just to get a stick to it, and the count's still 1-2. One-two pitch, line to the right side, and another line out for Carolina. And this time it's caught by the new second baseman, Orengo, and now there's 2 outs.
My goodness. 2 high exit velo balls to get this inning started, and neither of them can find a hole. They say those things even out, and hopefully for Carolina's sake they do right here in the form of Jeff Davis.
Well, Davis is at the plate, sets are on deck, and they are the only 2 Disco Turkeys with multiple home runs this year. See if they can put another one out right now. Davis gets ahead in the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is high to the left side, but too far back and out of play. Count even at 1.
Just a little bit underneath that one.
1-1 pitch. Davis was swinging for the fences on that one again. And it's 1-2. I mean, if Greg Holt can get the Disco Turkeys meat of the order to go 3 up, 3 down, wouldn't that be something?
That it would.
13 pitches in the inning now. Here's number 14 in a 1-2 count. Down and away, count even at 2. Davis is going to step out and call time. Only for a moment, though. 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3.
Really good take right there. Off-speed pitch, tailing away. That is a tempting pitch, especially with 2 strikes.
Count full to Davis for the 2nd time in a row, and a swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. It's strike number 3 and out number 3, so the Disco Turkeys will indeed go down in order, and will go to the 6th. Score still 4-3 here in Winston-Salem. We're back here for the top of the 6th inning where local favorite Peyton Hooper is taking the mound in his first appearance for the Disco Turkeys. Hooper has a pretty big fan section here along the first base line, and the reason for that is because he's an intern for the Winston-Salem Dash, co-tenant of Truist Stadium with the Disco Turkeys.
This is the kind of stuff that makes baseball so much fun and why we love this sport, Graham.
So Hooper, in the number 29 jersey, will make his first appearance as a Disco Turkey, and it comes against the bottom 3 in the yard go order. Some substitutions for the Disco Turkeys have taken place, and the first pitch is swung on and missed by a pinch hitter for the Yard Goats. It's Brad Carson. And that one not able to find a corner, so the count will even up at 1.
Well, I didn't miss the corner by much, though. I like what I'm seeing so far.
We'll get to the substitutions in a moment. For now, the 1-1 pitch is grounded to short. Kicks Farrell. Will field it on a hop. Throw on to Beber at first. One of the new substitutions in time for out number 1.
Once again, making the difficult look routine.
So among those substitutions, obviously Hooper coming in to pitch. Beber, as we said, coming in at first. And the only other one so far is Caleb Smith in left field for Dane Stewart. Christian Ezel and Nick McAdon slated to come to the plate at some point, but for now they will remain on the bench. First pitch to another new add who came in at second in the last half inning is Carlo Orengo. That one misses outside, leaving the count up at 1. One to Orengo, outside, ball 2. Orengo is batting in place of Greg Holt, who has made his way to the mound from second base. That one's in there for a called strike 2. 3-1 is the count now. (3-1) pitch from Hooper is high for ball 4, and the first base runner allowed in the inning for Carolina comes on a walk to Orengo on just 5 pitches.
Now you really need a double play.
Orengo, a speedy guy, stands at first. Chris Perry set to make his first plate appearance after coming in the bottom of the 4th for Brad Howell. Flesh to Wood approach at the plate. First pitch high and in, ball 1.
I like the velo from Hooper so far. I like that he's being aggressive in the zone, too, despite the walk.
1-0 is the count to Perry. And the pitch is swung on and missed. That's the velo right there. Good stuff, Peyton. It's 1-1.
I like it.
Ground ball could allow the Disco Turkeys to escape the 6th unscathed. 1-1, high, ball 2.
Still being aggressive up and in right there. Good approach on the mound to not let him get extended.
Runner on first, 1 out. Disco Turkeys up by 1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's strike number 2.
He is coming right after him, and I love it.
We'll reiterate, the Disco Turkeys are up 4-3. They still only have 1 hit on the board to the 5 of the Greensboro Yard Goats. 2-2. Fouled off. A good job by Perry to even get a piece of wood to that.
Yeah, still late on it, but able to get a piece of it right there.
Count will stay 2-2 for the time being. Haggard and Farrell playing double depth up the middle. That one's outside, ball 3. Conklin also playing double depth at third base. shading towards the 6 hole and playing a bit farther back than he normally would. 3-2, popped up, straight back, out of play. Count still full at 3-2. The leadoff man for Greensboro is on deck. It's Ryan Dickens. Three-two, fouled off again by Perry. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Three-two, up and in, ball 4.
Oh.
Just barely missed with that one. That's a tough call, but I think it was the right one, and it's the 2nd consecutive walk issued by Hooper. And now with 1 out, there are runners on 1st and 2nd for the leadoff man.
And it did not miss by much, but I agree with you. I think that's the right call. Just off the corner.
So Ryan Dickens will come in. He's made 2 loud outs and walked. A line out to center and a fly out to right, and the first pitch he sees from Hooper is burned in for strike 1.
There's a loud strike 1.
0-1 the count from Hooper. And the pitch. Good off speed, but couldn't get Dickens to chase. It's 1-1.
And good movement right there on the breaking ball.
Peyton Hooper, an intern for the Winston-Salem Dash, making his debut for the Disco Turkeys, and that one is lined to second. This could be 2. Haggard with a tough hop. Backhand flip to second. Throw to first. In time, double play. Peyton Hooper forces the ground ball to get outs 2 and 3, and he escapes the 6th scoreless in his first appearance for the Disco Turkeys.
That's how you do it right there, big boys.
A scoreless top of the 6th. That's the 2nd consecutive scoreless inning for the Yard Goats. Will go to the bottom of the 6th. Score still 4-3 Carolina. Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning, Carolina still up 4-3, and with 1 hit on the board, they cling to a 1-run lead, and that 1 hit came from this man right here, Hayden Setzer.
See if the big fella can get a hold of one right here.
He's 1 for 2 on the day, I should say. And the first pitch from new arm Jordan Toney, a lefty sidearm delivery, is in there for a called strike 1.
A bit unorthodox.
That one swung on by Setzer, but popped up to the right side. And Arango will make the catch at second base for out number 1.
And that's where that same-handed matchup can really come in handy for the guy on the mound. Able to come in on him. Setzer unable to get extended, gets underneath that one and pops it straight up.
So Kaysen Haggard comes in for the third time tonight. He walked and stole a base his first time up and had an RBI sac fly in the third. First pitch he sees from Toney is in there for a called strike 1 yet again. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. High for ball 1. New arm is warming up in the Carolina bullpen. It looks like Garrett Leftwich. Here's the 1-1 from Toney. Just caught the outside corner. Great pitch. And it's
really
1-2.
good spot right there with the off speed, able to nip the corner. Can't place it any better than that.
1-2 to Haggard. Here it is. Outside ball 2.
Good take.
Leftwich set to make his second appearance of the year as a Disco Turkey. He's thrown 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks. Came against the Ponies in Martinsville on Tuesday. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, fouled back, I should say, by Haggard on a pitch that he probably should have left up there at the eyebrows, and the count's still 2-2.
Yeah, lucky just to make contact on that one.
Two again. Weakly grounded back to the pitcher's mound. Toney will turn and throw on to first. It led the first baseman off the bag, but coming back down to earth and tagging the bag is Wilhelm for out number 2.
Almost a disaster right there for Greensboro. Good at bat by Kaysen, though. Saw a lot of pitches. Now we can go back to the dugout and let the guys know what this guy's got on the mound.
Well, you don't know how much longer he might be up there. That's the thing that's been the theme in this game as Patrick Usher steps into the box for the third time. First pitch, down for ball 1.
Just below the knees. Didn't miss by much. Good spot.
Usher 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to right. Caleb Smith on deck. Here's the 1-0. Up and in, ball 2. The pitch to Usher, 2-0, misses 3-0.
Couple of good takes. Start this at bat.
3-0 count. Usher will almost certainly be taking this one all the way. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4, and with 2 outs, the first base runner of the inning is aboard. And truly, it's the first base runner that Carolina has had since Jeff Davis reached on an error in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Disco Turkeys had gone down in order for the last 3 2/3 innings. Eleven consecutive Carolina players had been retired and kept from reaching base until that walk from Usher. Brings in Smith. Here's the first pitch to him. Line to right. This one could drop, and it's going to. Down the line. Usher rounding second, heading for third. It's at least a double for Smith, and he'll be in at second base with a stand-up 2-out double. And it's only the second extra base hit of the year for Smith, but man, was he due.
What a time for it, too. On his high school's alma mater's night, your high school alma mater's night, extra base hit, the first hit, only the second hit of the game, the first one since, I believe, the 2nd inning.
It came in the first. It was another double from Hayden Setzer, and he was stranded on third. But this time it puts 2 runners in scoring position rather than only 1. So with Bryson Beber, who's been swinging a hot stick lately at the plate, this could be something here for Carolina. First pitch. Grounded to the right side, but a tough hop will be fielded by Wilhelm, and he'll step on first for out number 3. So trouble avoided for Greensboro. We'll go to the 7th the same way we've started the last 2 innings. It's still 4-3 Carolina. We're back here for the top of the 7th inning. Carolina has another new arm on the mound. It's the 5th of the night, and it's Garrett Leftwich making his 2nd appearance as a Carolina Disco Turkey. Bobby Amato, the number 2 hitter, set to lead things off. First pitch from Leftwich is burned into the dirt, and Ezel will have to scoop that one out. His first pitch that he's caught behind the plate after entering for Usher. It's 1-0. On the day, Amato 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice and 2 walks. That one's in there for a taken strike 1. Leftwich in his lone appearance. It came in the winning effort, second half of the doubleheader against the Martinsville Ponies on Tuesday. 1 inning, 1 hit allowed, 2 walks, and 1 run. That one's in there. Another taken pitch, strike 2, and Amato has yet to lift the bat off his shoulder.
Beautiful bender that time.
Whole infield playing back with nobody on base, no outs. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, and a big first out. It's a punch out for Garrett Leftwich, the first of his Disco Turkey career.
A filthy breaking ball right there from the big right-hander. Great stuff from 35. Carving him up at the plate.
So Patrick Koontz will come in. He's 2 for 3 on the day, and he is also the last yard goat to record a hit. It came in the 4th inning. That one's in there, taken for strike 1. Patrick Koontz, the right fielder, has been spraying the ball all over the yard so far today.
Fitting, considering the name of the ball club.
Here's the 0-1 to him, and it's fouled off. 0-2, Leftwich is ahead.
Coming right after guys. I love the aggressiveness up in the zone.
Carolina looking to win a 3rd consecutive ball game for the first time this year. Here's the 0-2 to Koontz. In the dirt, good pitch, trying to get him to chase, but it's 1-2.
Yeah, good waste pitch right there.
Nobody on, one man out. Disco Turkey's up by 1. 1-2 pitch, here it is. Swung on and fouled off to the left side, out of play. It'll stay 1-2.
Every time this guy makes contact, it's loud. I mean, every
It's got a
time.
lot of velocity on it.
Without fail.
1-2 set to come again from Leftwich. And time is called by Koontz. Wants to reset, won't step out of the box. Greensboro rocking the sleeveless jerseys.
A la Cincinnati Reds.
Here's the 1-2. In the dirt again, 2-2 now. Tenth pitch of the outing from Leftwich. And here it is as he starts his windup, the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Koontz has gotten his way back into this count.
They got to come after him right here. You've been nibbling. Now it's the time to come after him.
The 3-2 coming. Here it is. Grounded to the right side. Beber, he pick it up. And the throw on to Leftwich is in time for out number 2. Beber with a sparkling defensive play yet again as he picks that one up, throwing on to the pitcher who covers the bag. Leftwich records out number 2.
Nothing new from him, and really good PFP job right there, too. From Leftwich on the mound.
At bat, first baseman, number 49, Luke Wilhelm.
So Luke Wilhelm is up for the 3rd time tonight. He's 1 for 3 with a single, a strikeout, and a ground out. First pitch, taken high for ball 1. One-0 pitch to Wilhelm, and it's in there for strike 1.
I love where he's spotting the fastball away. Done it a couple times thus far. I also just love how aggressive he is in the zone. He's not afraid.
1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Grounded back up towards the mound. Leftwich will field it. Quick turn. He'll have to make this play. A
Nice
good throw
play.
in time. And Leftwich sends the Yard Goats down in order. And another strong outing from number 35 in powder blue. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Still 4-3 here in Winston-Salem. Back for the bottom of the 7th inning, it's Dion Tubbs set to lead things off. The leadoff man coming up for Carolina. He's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the day. He did become the inaugural member of the Disco Turkeys 30 and 30 club. 30 hits on the year, 30 stolen bases as well. Swung on and missed on the first pitch from Jordan Toney, who's back out for his 2nd inning of work. It's 0-1. Dion walked in the first inning, stole 2nd and 3rd, and then scored on a wild pitch, and that one plunked him. He's going to have to wait at least one more chance for his first hit of the ball game to extend the hitting streak, but he is aboard for the 2nd time today.
And you know what that means.
He has scored 29 runs in the regular season this year, and if he scores another, he'll join the 30-30-30 club. Keep in mind, Dion Tubbs is the only player with at least 29 hits, 29 steals, or 29 runs scored. He leads the team in all 3 categories. It's taken for strike 1 by Kix Farrell, with a man on and nobody out.
Harder to steal off a lefty, but if anybody can get a good jump off him, it's Dion.
Here's the 0-1. High for ball 1, count even. Farrell on the day, 0 for 1, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored, and a line out. Here's the 1-1. Taken just high. A staunch take from Farrell, and it pays off. It's 2-1.
Stone cold take right there from Kix Farrell. You said it.
2-1. Line to the right side, and that's going to get through. Dion has to dodge it, and he's going to be held up at second wisely, as even Dion might have been gunned down at third on that one, and it is a solid first hit of the ball game for Kix Farrell.
Even Dion made avoiding that line drive look spectacular. Just see the little pirouette right there.
And so it'll bring up Logan Conklin, also looking for his first hit of the ball game. The only 2 hits on the board for Carolina so far tonight have come courtesy of Setzer and Caleb Smith before that knock from Kix Farrell. And a move back to keep Dion at second. Kix Farrell just recorded his 22nd hit of the year. 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out for Carolina. First pitch to Conklin is the double steal. Tubbs, the throw won't be in time, and it's stolen base number 31 for Dion Tubbs.
The beat goes on.
I have a feeling he held up at second just so that he could steal third. That is something that Dion
I
would
would
do.
not be surprised in the slightest.
And so for Kix Farrell, that's stolen base number 20 on the year for him. Congratulations, Kix. 1-0 to Conklin. That one's in there, called strike 1. Kix is second on the team in stolen bases, only to Dion Tubbs with his 20, and Tubbs is 31. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, didn't quite catch the corner. It's 2-1. 2 runners in scoring position, and Nick McAdon is set to make his first plate appearance, barring a triple play to end the inning, as the man in the on-deck circle taking the place of Jeff Davis. 2-1. Outside, ball 3.
Plot is thickened now. Load the bases for McAdon. Could be something big. Now you put a power bat and a 3-1 count on top of that.
Here's the 3-1 hitters count in favor of Logan Conklin, and the pitch from Toney. Outside, ball 4, and there are 3 ducks on the pond for the cleanup man, Nick McAdon.
Now's the time to break this thing open and get some insurance.
You can tell from the way that Conklin discarded his bat that he wanted to have a chance to get an RBI base knock there. But he'll have to wait and leave it to Nick McAdon as the bases are loaded with nobody out. Tubbs on third, Farrell on second, Conklin on first, and McAdon at the plate. First pitch, high for ball 1. And this is an interesting plate appearance right here because the race for most RBIs on the team is very, very close. There are 6 players in between the range of 9 and 11 RBIs on the year. Macedon sits at 8, but a fly here could give him a couple more. 1-0 pitch in the zone, 1-1.
Don't mind the take right there, though.
There's been only 1 RBI on the day so far for Carolina, and it belongs to Kason Haggard on a sac fly. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High for ball 2. Now the question doesn't become, what is Macedon going to do? It becomes, is he going to get a pitch that he can do something with?
He can take a bases loaded walk, though.
2-1 the count. There is someone up in the Greensboro pen. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 3, nearly nicked the pants of Macedon, but he'll move to a hitter's count, 3-1. On deck is Hayden Setzer, the power bat and right fielder. Here's the 3-1. Grounded to the left side. This should bring in a run, but it might be 2 outs. The throw on to second is in time. Macedon's going to reach on an RBI fielder's choice, and the score is now 5-3, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
And guess who's in the 30-30-30 club?
Dion Tubbs coming in to score his 30th run of the year. Just an unreal season for number 3. So Conklin is out at second on the fielder's choice, and now with 1 out, there are runners on the corners. Setzer is another guy who's in that conversation for the team lead in RBIs. He has 10. Off and running is Macedon. Throw to second will not happen as a pump fake from the yard goat backstop, Brad Carson, trying to draw Farrell in from third. So now there are 2 runners in scoring position.
Second stolen base of the year for Macedon.
0-1 is the count to Setzer with 2 in scoring position and 1 out, so no double play ball anymore. That one runs inside. Good play from Carson to keep that one from the backstop, and the count's 1-1.
Yeah, run scores if that even gets the slightest bit past him. Kicks was almost halfway down the line right there.
One pitch. Lined into right. This one's back. Still going back on the warning track. The catch is made by the right fielder. That's Koontz who made the catch, but it's going to be an RBI sac fly for Hayden Setzer, and now it's 6-3 Carolina.
Boy, that was a mere 5-10 feet away from being a 3-run Jimmy Jack right there. Like, don't take the sac fly in the RBI, though.
Oh, absolutely. Any way you can get it. And so now with 2 outs, there's still 1 runner in scoring position for Kason Haggard. Carolina has hung a crooked number for the 3rd time tonight. And this time it comes in the form of insurance runs. First pitch to Haggard is outside for ball 1.
And I'd think important insurance runs at that, especially against an offense as potent as this one.
Oh, absolutely. Ezel is on deck, set to make his first plate appearance should Haggard reach. 1-0 pitch. Into the gap in left center, and it's down. Being waved around to score is Macedon. Haggard is going to bluff the go to second, but Macedon's in to score the 7th run of the ball game for Carolina, and they hold their largest lead of the night at 7-3.
That is the 6th, or I believe 7th hit now in the past 3 games.
And Haggard is absolutely on a tear right now.
And the perfect time to be on one. Before he head to Johnstown.
Unfortunately,
he will not be headed to Johnstown, that's right.
He won't be making the trip, but
good end of the year, though, for him.
He's feeding into the momentum.
Exactly.
So Ezel is in for the first time tonight at the plate. First pitch to him with 2 outs is popped up to the right side, but it won't be catchable for Wilhelm, but it will be catchable for a very proud fan over there along the first base line.
Oh, with his hat, too. Oh, good stuff. That's awesome. Believe that's a Virginia Tech hat, too, Graham.
Always love to see that. 0-1 is the count to Ezel, and it's in the dirt outside, ball 1. 1-1 count. Here it is. Swung on and missed, but it's out of the mitt of the backstop Carson. Either way, it's 1-2.
Had to have been a foul tip, or Haggard would be on second.
That is a good point. Caleb Smith is on deck. He doubled his last time up in his first plate appearance. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Here it is. Outside, ball 2. Tony's having trouble finding the zone now.
Definite waste pitch right there. But, yeah, all this inning he has had trouble finding the strike zone, and he's paid the price for it in the form of 3 runs across.
2-2 count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Ezel. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 and out number 3. So Ezel goes down on strikes, but Carolina hangs up 3 more, and it is a very much needed group of insurance runs as we head to the top of the 8th. Carolina has their largest lead of the night. It's 7-3 here in Winston. Back here at Truist Stadium in Winston-Salem for the top of the 8th inning, Carolina has brought in their lead. It now stands at 4 runs. It's a 7-3 ball game as we're set to start off the 8th inning, and Garrett Leftwich, who sent the Yard Goats down in order in the 7th, is back out for a second inning of work. The first pitch of this outing comes to a new hitter in the lineup for the Yard Goats. It appears to be number 15, Gage White, batting in the 5 hole. That one is in there for another strike from Leftwich.
I'll tell you what, we talked about it last inning. He is pounding the strike zone. I love it.
And it's an 0-2 count. And here's the pitch. Bounces its way in. That one went about 57 feet, and it's ball 1. There is action in the Carolina bullpen, and to nobody's surprise, Scout Nichols is up and warming up in the pen for Carolina.
Who else?
Got the save last night. Wouldn't be an opportunity if he were to come in right now. But looking to shut down the game. Here's the 1-2. Up in the zone upstairs. It's 2-2.
Yeah, come right back after him right here. Nibbled a little bit. Now be aggressive.
2-2 count. Here it is. That one's down and away. Ball 3.
Second time Leftwich has gone from ahead in the count 0-2 to a full count.
Lights have come on here at Truist Stadium as we're past the 8 o'clock mark on the East Coast. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Leftwich. In there, called strike 3. Second K of the outing for Leftwich, this one of the backwards variety, and it's the 4th consecutive Yard Goat that has been sent down by Leftwich, and it's the 5th consecutive overall.
Great stuff from him on the mound so far, and right there, too. Perfectly executed breaking ball, painted it on the corner.
And in steps Andre Smith. Excuse me, that's not Andre Smith. It is a pinch hitter for Andre Smith, a new third baseman who is not on the roster for the Yard Goats, so not quite sure who to credit for that good knock, but it gets through the 5-6 hole, and with one out, there's a base runner on for the Yard Goats.
Whoever it was, it made solid contact.
Batters number 6, Brett Carson.
So now Brad Carson will step in with one on and one out in the top of the 8th inning, down by 4. First pitch from Leftwich. Swung on and missed on a ball that was up at the eyebrows, and it's 0-1.
Big time heater, got him to chase it.
(0-1) is the count. And the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Good job by Ezel to get that one quickly and pop up, ready to make a throw.
Yeah, really good pick right there.
1-1 is the count. And the pitch from Leftwich, grounded to the right side, but foul. Bever will watch it skirt into the Carolina bullpen, and the count runs to 1-2. Again, 1-on-1 out for Brad Carson, the Yard Goat backstop, who entered the game in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2. Bounced its way in. That one will get away from Ezel. Being waved to second as the base runner, and the throw gets away from Ezel. So a passed ball will result in a runner in scoring position, and the count will run to 2-2 with one out.
And that will nullify the double play as well.
But still a 2-strike count to number 7 in green and blue. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, and it's the 3rd K in the last inning and 2/3 for Garrett Leftwich, and he is feeling himself right now. There's 2 outs in the top of the 8th.
Somebody get out there with a towel and, wave him off or something, because he is throwing heat right now. He is steaming.
Man, oh man, I'm not 100% sure whether or not he's one of the group that's making the trip to Johnstown, but I'll tell you right now, I'm hoping he is with the way he's pitching right now. First pitch to Carlos Orengo. It's high for ball 1.
Orengo's been a tough out tonight.
Drew a walk in his lone plate appearance so far. Here's the 1-0. Down and in, caught the corner, 1-1 now.
And you saw Orengo nod right there.
He knows that's a great pitch.
He knows that's a
Everybody in the
really good
building knew
pitch.
it was. Even count with 2 outs and a runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Leftwich. He's got everything working for him right now.
Picking him up and putting him down. One more right here. Let's see it.
The bullpen has struggled all year for Carolina, but it has been on fire so far in this homestand. Here's the 1-2 from Leftwich. Fouled back, and Orengo will stay alive for at least one more pitch.
Barely. Got to come right back after him, though. Cannot let that deter you from coming back into the zone.
One-two with 2 outs again. Here's the pitch. High, taken for ball 2, and Orengo wanted that one, but he'll hold off.
Good discipline to lay off, but yeah, you could tell he wanted it for sure.
And for this team, this is really an exhibition game for the Yard Goats. They're not too terribly concerned with, going out there and giving 100% to win. That's why they've made so many substitutions so far, I'd have to guess. Here's the 2-2. Got him looking. What an outing for Garrett Leftwich. Say what you want about the yard goat strategy, but that kid, nothing can take away from the performance he's had tonight. 2 scoreless, only 1 hit allowed, and 4 strikeouts. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. One last chance for Carolina to extend this 4-run lead, and they'll get a chance to come to bat. It's the meat of the order coming up after this. Back here to start the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 8-9-1 due up for the Disco Turkeys, but you wouldn't be able to tell it by the faces that'll come to the plate this inning. It's Caleb Smith, Bryson Beber, and Dion Tubbs due up. First pitch from the new arm for Greensboro, Ryan Smith, is fouled off by his surname counterpart, Caleb Smith, for strike 1.
That's a pretty darn good 8-9-1 if you ask me.
I don't know that we've seen one better for Carolina so far this year. 0-1 is the count to Smith, and that one's inside for ball 1. Smith had a double down the right field line in his lone at-bat so far, lone plate appearance as well. Here's the 1-1 pitch to him. Lays off on a pitch outside, but it's called a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2.
Good spot right there.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one is a bit farther outside. Tried to get Smith to chase, but couldn't. And the count's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Down for ball 3. Count runs full on Smith. The opposite of what happened his first time up as he doubled down the line on the first pitch. 3-2, lifted into the air. This could be trouble. Orango ranging back, so is Dickens, and the center fielder, Dickens, will make the catch for out number 1.
Hey, what? Dickens is pretty quick out there in center field.
Very fleet
That's
of
a
foot.
long run.
So it'll bring in Bryson Beber, who grounded out to first his last time up, with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch to him, inside corner, called strike 1. Beber also made contact on the first pitch his last time up. Here's the 1-0. That one's fouled back. 0-1, I should say. Now it's 0-2. Beber will ground that one to the right side. This could be trouble as well. Orango misplays it, and Beber is aboard after reaching on another E4.
And look who's coming to the plate.
It is Wilson White making his first appearance as a Disco Turkey in the number 41 jersey. Batting in place of Dion Tubbs, so Tubbs will not get a chance to extend that hitting streak. 1 on, 1 out, and that one bounces its way in. Beber's going to make his way into scoring position. That one is out of the zone as well, and the count moves to 2-0. Here's the 2-0, and White will foul that one off. First strike in the at-bat. It's 2-1.
I like the hack right there, though.
2-1 pitch, outside, ball 3. (3-1). Here it is. Swung on in a massive hack from White, and it will make the count full. Swung on and missed on a pitch that burned its way into the zone. Full count, 1 out. Beber on second. Here's the pitch from Smith. High and in. And wow, he's going to ring him up on that. Strike 3 called. So
Don't know about that one.
Kix Farrell's going to come up with 2 outs. Could very well be the last plate appearance.
Next up, the shortstop, number 27, Kix Farrell.
In Truist Stadium for the Disco Turkeys. If he fails to reach, here's the first pitch and an off-speed that gets its way back into the zone, 0-1. A 1 pitch, another off-speed, outside corner, doesn't get the call. Smith finds himself in an even count, 1-1. Scout Nichols set to come on to pitch in the top of the 9th. Here's the 1-1. Lifted up in the air, but foul by Farrell, and the count's 1-2. One-two count with 2 outs to Kix Farrell, and the pitch from Smith. Popped up again, foul, and the count will stay 1-2. That one's going to come back into the seats. Look out.
Heads up down there.
Safe. One and 2 is the count to Kix Farrell. Here's the pitch. Got away from Smith, and Beber's going to walk his way to third base.
Having trouble finding the zone right now.
Beber reached on the air, and since then he's advanced all the way to third on 2 wild pitches. So an RBI chance for Kix Farrell. And here's the 2-2. Got away from Smith again. That one's up and in for the second straight time. He's thrown behind Farrell for 2 consecutive pitches. Farrell's a guy that's no stranger
I was getting ready to say he is no stranger
like
to that.
Full count with 2 outs and a runner on third. Here's the pitch. Threw in on him again. Man, how do you not even motion a warning?
Exactly.
3 consecutive pitches that run inside, either behind or at the batter.
There's,
And
at
no
that
even
point, there's
sign.
clearly intent, right?
No sign of even a thought to talk to the pitcher on the mound.
Unbelievable.
At bat, third baseman, number 6, Logan Conklin.
So Conklin comes up, and he'll take that pitch in there for a called strike 1. Conklin on the day, 0 for 2, a strikeout, a lineout, 2 walks, a run scored, and a stolen base. Farrell is off and running for second. That one's back up the middle. Fielded by Amato. The throw on to first will be in time for out number 3. So the Disco Turkeys will strand 2 on the corners as we go to the top of the 9th. Carolina has been out hit 6-4, but they lead this game 7-3, and 3 outs are all that stands between the Disco Turkeys and closing their season on their longest winning streak of the year. It stands at 2, would be 3 if they can hold on. Find out after this. We're back here for the top of the 9th inning. Scout Nichols has come on to take over with a 4-run lead in the top of the 9th. A lot less pressure than there was last night when he came on to get the save. Couldn't quite complete the combined no-hitter, but as I said, much less pressure here. And the first pitch to the pinch hitter, Justin Hausman, is outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch is also outside, 2-0. Dion Tubbs has come back in center field after allowing Wilson White to have that plate appearance in the bottom of the 8th, and swung on and missed is the 2-0 pitch. It's 2-1 now to Hausman. 2-1 delivery from Nichols. Outside corner, called strike 2.
Batters number 27, Justin Hausman.
2-2 is the count with nobody on, nobody out. Leadoff man Dickens is on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and Scout Nichols gets his first punch out of the outing, and it's the first out in the 9th.
Big first out right there. Good stuff from number 11 on the mound. You can probably hear his dad in the background. Speaking of dads, the man who caught the foul ball in his hat, Kix Farrell's father. That was actually a West Texas A&M cap. Do we see from that where Kix might have got his defensive prowess?
No surprise there at all. First pitch to the leadoff man Dickens is lined foul. It's 0-1. So we've talked a lot tonight about Dion Tubbs and his number 30 milestones. He's reached 30 hits, 30 stolen bases, as well as 30 runs scored on the season. But another 30 milestone could be coming soon for Nichols, as here's the 0-1, and it's in the dirt. Can't get Dickens to chase 1-1. Nichols now sits at 29 strikeouts on the year. He's looking to become the second Disco Turkey pitcher on the season to hit the 30K mark. As that one is lined down the left side, and it's going to drop foul. Oh,
wow.
My goodness. Nichols got bailed out of that one.
That's a break. That looked like it went right on the line.
Yep, that one looked like it kicked up chalk, but Nichols lucky to escape with strike number 2. Ben Tanneman is the leader in strikeouts from a pitching standpoint. Came into this game with 36 on the year. He got 1 tonight, so he will finish almost certainly as the team leader in strikeouts on the year with 37. Through 44 and a third innings pitched. 1-2. Got him, strike 3 looking again, and that's number 30 on the year for Scout Nichols, and the second consecutive backwards K here in the 9th.
He has got his best stuff working tonight, and what a time to do it in the regular season finale.
So would you believe this? 5 of the last 6 batters that the Yard Goats have sent to the plate have gotten sent down on strikes. 4 of them of the looking variety, including 4 batters in a row down on the K. The first pitch to Amato was low and away, ball 1. Amato struck out his last time up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Grounded to the right side, this could do it. Haggard on to Beber, and that's out number 3. Nichols is perfect in his 1 inning, and for the first time this year, the Disco Turkeys have won 3 ball games in a row, and they close out their season before heading to Johnstown, Pennsylvania, in what is possibly the best way that anyone could have possibly imagined. They win both games of the homestand, including a 7-3 victory over a semi-professional adult league team in the Greensboro Yard Goats.
No better way to do it, period. Awesome, awesome stuff from everybody. True team effort in both of these games. Ton of momentum now going forward here into Johnstown.
And man, oh man, this is going to be some kind of momentum that they're going to take into this tournament. And we're going to take a listen in as much as we can. So Kurt Cabana gets given the player of the game recognition. He'll put on the jacket. And that's great stuff all the way around. By the way, we failed to mention in our pregame awards, Kurt Cabana was unanimously named the Coach of the Year. Not 100% sure whether or not you could hear Coach Kirk right there, but basically just thanking the fans, thanking everybody for supporting the team this season. And I'll be completely honest, the team couldn't have done it without the fans here, without all of the local support. The Disco Turkeys get their 10th competitive win of the year. And as Cabana said, the Disco Turkeys have now won 5 out of their last 7. And the whole team giving salutes. I'll zoom in on this one, cameraman here. The post-game celebratory backflip from Coach Kirk Cabana for the final time here in Truist. And what was an absolutely phenomenal game for the Disco Turkeys. Let's head to the rundown in the Roost after the Gatorade shower, which was really a water shower, but you know what, it's okay. I like the spirit from Kix Farrell. What a great game this could have been. And we're going to have something else here, maybe, I think. Let's take one moment. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. I think we're going to have a post-game handshake between the two squads. And that's exactly what it is. And the Yard Goats, we really can't thank them enough. This game was supposed to be played against another team, and due to some scheduling conflicts, things fell through, and the Yard Goats came through, ended up being able to come out for tonight and allow the Disco Turkeys to end their season with one last game. And it was a great one, and now we're going to get into the rundown of in the Roost for the final time with both of us present in Truist Stadium. And this is a great game to go out on. I don't know that you could imagine a better ending to the regular season for Carolina.
You could not have gone out any better, and the things that needed to happen tonight exactly did. It seems like every time I give keys to the game, they listen to me more. I don't know if it's just the way I say it or I don't know.
Hey,
but
man,
look,
I'll take it.
Grinded at bats, worked pitch counts up, solid pitching from everybody today, great defense in the field, timely hitting, all the little things were done to a T, and this is just a fantastic win over a really, really good team to go up to Johnstown and carry a boatload of momentum.
And this is a team that is going to miss a lot of players that won't be traveling, namely Kix Farrell and Kaysen Haggard, who have already decided that they won't be making the trip. A lot of other players still undecided, but this should be a very, very fun trip for this team who is rolling at exactly the right time. And it's going to be a really long wait before the next time that this team is back here in Truist Stadium. But don't worry, I'll be making the trip with the team to bring everybody the action from Johnstown, Pennsylvania in a series of games really that should be incredibly exciting. The team is guaranteed to play at least 3 games in the group round, the group stage I should say. 1 game on Monday, 1 on Tuesday, and 1 on Wednesday. And if they finish in the top 2 in their group of 4, they will make the quarterfinals, which will take place on Thursday, the round of 8. And then going on from there, the semifinals on Friday. And the final round, the championship game, would be on Saturday of next week, a week from tomorrow. So, for the final time this season, Brett, as we close this down, longest winning streak of the year for Carolina, a 7-3 win over an adult league professional team. You have any final thoughts as this season comes to a close, the regular season at least?
Use everything that happened in these past 3 games, put it all into one blend, and take it to Pennsylvania.
I've had a very fun time covering this team with you, Brett, and Callahan on my right as well, who has been invaluable to us as a technical assistant. We really could not have done this without everybody involved. And while the run at Truist Stadium in the regular season has come to an end, it is a bittersweet one as the Disco Turkeys come out on top 7-3 over the Greensboro Yard Goats for the final time here in Winston-Salem. And before we make the trip on Sunday morning to Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Graham Tuck signing off for everybody here at Truist Stadium. And it is a 7-3 win for the Carolina Disco Turkeys. One last time for Brett Wiseman, Callahan Eshelman, Ben Ramus, Brian Coleman, Jake Coyle. Happy birthday, Christian Avi.
Yes, sir.
All of the players and coaches as well. One last goodbye here at Truist Stadium.